What's up guys, Aronius here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I will be doing a walkthrough on stage 8 or S8 of Hard Curse City, one of the most annoying stages to get through, and you have to beat this stage in order to open up the rest of Soul Cross. So it's kind of frustrating, I will say. I am a 100% free-to-play player, by the way, so if you haven't been following my channel, please consider leaving a like on this video. Would really help me out, and I really appreciate it. So here's the team I utilized, and I want to go over why this team works. Now, peep the fact that there are 2 level 50 champions. So you can do it with 2 level 50 champions. You don't need to get them to rank 6 unless you want to. That's fine. I just never built my Mordecai or my Spider up to rank 6. So what I had to do, though, is waste a ton of silver, about 20 million silver. I did do a community post on this earlier today, so you can check out the post if you'd like, but I'm going to be going over it in this video anyways. So yeah, full walkthrough here. So Sentinel, insane rare champion. Barroth, a great champion for an epic, but Sentinel actually does more damage than Barroth, which is crazy. Another thing I want to note is the fact that this is extremely RNG based. So I could lose 15 to 20 times in a row because of the fact that on the wave number 2, there's a Mortu Macabre, which could annihilate and decimate one champion on your team. If someone dies, it pretty much ruins the run. So you have to make it pretty much all the way to the end with at least Ren, Barroth, and Sentinel. If not, you're pretty much SOL. You're screwed. So try to make your Ren fast and tanky. Try to put her in a bolster set, something like that. But I'll go over all the sets and the stats at the end. But basically, the whole point of this is just to brute force your way through this stage. Okay, so Barroth and Sentinel are my damage dealers. Spider's a decreased defense champion. Ren's a weaken champion. Spider does have a chance to place a weaken as well, but it is the weak version of weaken, no pun intended. So getting the bigger version of weaken from Ren is very, very powerful, as well as the strip from Ren is also very powerful for the stage against any of the waves, but preferably the second wave where they put increased defense and protection from one of the enemy wave champions. So Mordecai is great because of placing burns. It does help with the damage. You can also turn meter reduce with Mordecai. He is a very, very strong champion. Barroth is a good single target nuker, so he can just wipe out one enemy. And then Sentinel can wipe out a whole wave if you build him in insane gear. So let's do this. Without further ado, let's hop right in. So I do have a bolster set, like I said. I highly recommend, it's almost required to have a bolster set because of the fact that once you get hit by those rays, or pretty much anybody here, you're done. Like, you're toast. Ray she nukes crazy hard. She places freeze. She removes your buffs. So if you don't have a bolster which has protected shield, or somebody in a shield set, or somebody that can place big shields rather, like Krakarth is okay, but I tried her out so many times and she just didn't work. But you need to have, in my opinion, a bolster set, or else you just can't get past this first wave. It's really, really frustrating. So first thing I do is I put an HP burn. So HP burn everybody. Then I put the weakens with Ren, and then I put the decreased defense. And if you don't land the decreased defense, you could potentially lose. I mean, Visix is our, least worried about champion here. So I don't need to worry too much about Visix. So the only thing that would be a trouble with her is if she places provoke, but she doesn't do that first. She usually does the decreased speed first and ally protection. So what we do is we want to take our Barroth. You don't need to use the decreased attack or decreased defense on the first ability. You can actually use his A2 splattering hacks, rather. And then you want to take out the Lydia. The reason why you want to take out Lydia is because she's the one. Now, she doesn't die all the way, but I can just finish her off with Sentinel. But if you build Barroth better than I built him, then you can one-shot him. So I just don't have insane gear. I have very, very, very strong gear. It is still endgame, so keep that in mind. You're not just going to go all the way to Soul Cross hard mode your first 6 months of playing. It's just not going to happen. Maybe in normal mode you'll get there, but definitely not in hard mode. So if you're early game or mid game, this is probably not the best video or showcase for you because you probably can't even meet the gear requirements anyways. So let's go ahead and just do the big nuke with our A2. It also places decreased attack and heal reduction if you happen to get enough accuracy on this guy, but we're really just looking for damage. Accuracy is just a benefit. So there you go. We kill both the Rays. That's the most important part. Now we're going to be focusing on this champion right here. This Eva can one-shot anybody with her A2 ability, which also block revives. So you got to be super careful of her. And you can also, with Spider, place a decrease attack if you're a little concerned. So there's a decrease attack. She didn't go with the A2, which I'm super surprised. I am super surprised at that. I figured she would, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and try to do some damage here, and then finish her off. Boom, there we go. And the goal is to hopefully get back around to our HP burns and our decreased defense and weakens as quickly as possible. So we want to turn meter reduce. There's the weakens. And then let's go ahead and just A1 here. Boom, we can do a big ability right now. So let's just do that and hope that he doesn't get the fiery rage. I also have reaction, or not reaction, refresh, which just refreshed his ability, which is nice. So now we want to do decreased defense. Now technically you kind of want to take out, the Mortu as fast as possible. But in this case, you also want to focus on Sakia Flametongue, because this guy right here, Tyrant Ixlamore on the right side, he's going to place HP burn. And then Sakia Flametongue can explode those HP burns and do tons of damage. So the other issue is the Drexlars, they will provoke you. So if you have the bolster set, hopefully they don't do too heavy of hits on you and they won't kill your champions. But you got to survive this wave, especially against Mortu. You can't get block revived, or else you're screwed. It's over. You won't be able to win. So I'm going to take out the Sakia. We failed. There it is. He already got his ability. So this one's already a finished run. And we need to have Mortu Macabre. I mean, I can try to do it, but more than likely this run's over. So you also want to focus on killing the Mortu here as quickly as possible. Yeah, we're weak hitting as well, so it just kind of ruins the run. We're not going to get back around and killing the Mortu fast enough. So now we have to replay it. So that's a very long run. I did this 20-something times, okay? It's all based on RNG. You land the HP burns. You land the weakens. You land the decreased defense. We landed at that time on everybody. You hope for a Helm Smasher. There's the Helm Smasher proc. And we were able to take her out with one hit with Barroth. And then we do the AoE. Helm Smasher does kill them, which is nice. Ray freezes, which is really bad for us. Hopefully we can take this Eva out, no problem. Yep, no problem at all. And we take her out as well. So we go on to the next wave with no issue. Let's go ahead and turn meter reduce, boost up, place the block buffs. Let's go. I can do the decrease attack, but then again, the fiery rage, it almost feels like it's like a 90% chance to get the fiery rage for the decimating ability that Mortu Macabre has for the block revive. So I'm just going to go with the A1 and try to provoke. We didn't get the provoke, which really sucks. Let's try to kill her. We didn't kill her. So yeah, I mean, this one could be a loss too if she explodes. HP burns. She doesn't actually have HP burns, so that's good. Surprised Tyrant did not do the increased defense. Well, he did do it. Okay. Huh. Usually usually there's HP burns placed by Tyrant, which I'm surprised there wasn't. But either way, let's go ahead and take out Sakia. We might actually lose this one because we didn't get good RNG. So let's go ahead and remove. Yeah, so our big damage just died, which is not good. We're not getting the Helm Smasher procs as well. Yeah, we're doing really bad right now. Heal reduction doesn't help at all either. I can do the big AoE, but okay, no fiery rage, which is good. We got HP burned again. Yeah, this is going to be probably a loss. See if we can kill the Drexlar. Too many of my champions died. And yeah, so this is kind of the issue, is we have to hope that we get refresh procs. I mean, I can try to revive people and see what I can do. Let's do this guy here since he has a lot of HP. He can take some hits. Take him out. And then I can I'm not going to land the weekend yet. And let's go ahead and just try to kill him at this point with the decreased defense. He does less damage with that as well. Yeah, we're definitely going to lose this one. We can revive, but by the time we start attacking the Mortu, he's going to just wreck us. So he's down. Now we can do the weaken. Fiery Rage. He already pretty much got it. Yeah. If he has Fiery Rage, it's over. Oh, we actually killed him, so that's pretty cool. But I don't think we're going to survive because we need to be able to nuke this guy right here. I forget his name. But Bellinor. So you got to nuke Bellinor down or else you're screwed. There's a revive. Can we kill Bellinor? No. So it's over. He places decreased defense, and then everybody else just nukes us into the ground. And then they just keep taking too many turns. I mean, maybe we can survive. I doubt it, though. Because there's been many times where I got to the final wave and then I just die like this. But ultimately, RNG is the most important factor here. It's just so difficult. Like, having to get a refresh proc on the second wave so I can place decreased defense with this guy right here, Spider, is the most important part of the run, or one of the most important parts of the run. And then one-shotting this wave is also super, super amazing. So getting a one-shot with Sentinel, if you get Helm Smasher, is insane. But you have to have Helm Smasher. If you don't have Helm Smasher, you're not going to one-shot the waves. Unless you have, like, disgusting gear with over 6,000 attack or something. Let's go for the AoE. Let's try to take out Sakia. Alright, so Sakia's down now. This run's looking a lot better already. Go here. We did get everybody provoked, which really sucks. Okay, so hopefully we can get through these provokes. Like, the provokes don't kill us, but it doesn't help us. So we're going to go ahead and remove all those buffs with the increased defense, which helps Drexthar hit more damage. We don't want that. We're actually doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good right now. We might actually win it on the third try. If we're lucky here, because we've got everybody still revived. I just need to place the decreased defense. Perfect. And then we'll place the HP burns. And we got a refresh proc. So like I said, now the issue is going to be if Mortu Macabre gets his... Oh, we weak hit. Oh, man, that sucks. Mortu would have definitely died, too. That really sucks. Fiery Rage. Not good. Decreased attack. Can we get a provoke? That is beautiful. That's another thing we have to get. If we can get provoke with the Sentinel on the A1, it's absolutely disgusting. There we go. And I think we just won it. Because we can place weaken. And then go here. Hopefully kill the Bellinor. We weren't able to kill him. Kill him here. So he can't place decreased defense on us. So you got to kill the Lydia first and the Bellinor first. Then they don't do as much damage to us. Then you got to focus on the Lanatharil. This guy's annoying. Try to do a big damage hit here. And he didn't die, which sucks because now our Rian could potentially die. Yeah, if Rian died, we would have lost right there. So Rian has not died yet, which is good. Take out Lanatharil. Start focusing on these chicks here. Rian died, which is not good at all. We might lose. This has happened to me as well. If we can get counterattacks, that helps us a lot. Trying to do as much damage as possible. Nice. Okay, let's see if we can decrease defense. Nice. AoE. Hopefully Sentinel can... Ah, that stinks. It doesn't look like we hit the Helm Smasher proc there. Let's go ahead and decrease defense and weaken. And now we lost. Unless I got my ability back. I didn't. Yeah, it's over. So there you go. If you can't get lucky and kill the Lanatharil after the Bellinor, you're screwed there as well. And then Lanatharil will try to target the Rian majority of the time, especially if she has a little bit less HP than the other champions. And yeah, if you can get to the last stage with all your champions alive, then you're more than likely going to win. You can make it to the last stage or last wave with just the 4 champions here and then revive the Mordecai later. But it just takes RNG. It's all RNG runs here. All right, so do this again. This is called pain, guys. This is actual pain. Okay. Smack. One shot. She's dead. Okay, easy enough. Everybody A1s. Hopefully we got the refresh. I didn't see. Nice. She got a refresh. He did not get a refresh. He got the fiery passive already. Nice. Okay, did not proc this time. Finally didn't proc peril. Decrease their speed. Oh, that sucks. I was hoping I could take another turn. Okay, we can still do this though. Should be okay. I could do the revive, but I'm going to actually wait a second. Just in case he kills my spider. He's actually not going after spider. He's going after Barroth. Place decreased defense here. I could go for the nuke, but I'm going to wait to remove all the buffs. Like this. And then place decreased defense. And let's go ahead and just wither him down so we can one-shot with Sentinel. Here we go. Crit. Oh no, oh no, oh no. All right, this isn't good. This isn't good. He got it. Yep, he got it. Okay, that's not good. We did get our ability back, but we're going to save it for the next round. At this point, slowly but surely take them out. They can't do a ton of damage against me. I want my decreased defense and weaken ability back. So we're going to save it. And we're going to revive our Barroth as well in a second. Okay. So he's down. We got our revive from Barroth back. Go ahead and just slowly but surely take this guy out. There we go. So we should have the decreased defense and weaken here. So there's the big version weaken. There's the big version of decreased defense. And if we get lucky, we can one-shot. Boom. So almost, we took out the right people, and I think this is a win just with the 4 people here. Like I said earlier, you just got to beat it once, man. Oh, that feels so freaking good once you get this win. Like, it's so painful. It's so painful. But this is how you do it. I mean, if you have double Sentinel, you can probably take them out faster, to be honest. So I recommend double Sentinel over a Barroth because you can use the first Sentinel's AoE, pretty much nuke everybody to the ground, and then just do the A1s with the second Sentinel with damage. Again, Barroth does work, but with playing with the champions so often at this point on this stage and just redoing it over and over and over, it just takes repetition. And I think that Barroth just doesn't do the damage like Sentinel does, which is crazy. Like, he does do damage, but watch what the damage looks like in the end. I think I can take him out like this. Nope, weak hit, weak hit. Place the weaken. He reduced my turn meter, that's cool. Now we can almost take him out. And we're good to go here, boom, and then you're going to see Sentinel, 877,000 damage. Barroth, 400,000 damage. Literally less than half of what Sentinel is doing for damage. So Sentinel is 20 times better than Barroth. So go for double Sentinel. Use Spider, use Mordecai, use Rianne. Rianne's not there for damage. Rianne's literally there to place weakens, revive, and heal herself up. That's why she has 209,000 in heals because of the bolster set. Highly recommend bolster set on the Rianne. Let me show you the champions here really quickly. So that took me about 15 tries, attempts or so. All right, so we've got recently used here. Barroth is in some of the best gear on my account in terms of HP nuking gear. It is very strong. So he's in a lethal set and then a cruel and a fatal piece. So of course we're not getting an additional 5% ignore defense from an additional cruel set. but we do have him also in a revenge accessory so he can get those counterattacks, and I'll go over all the stats. So with this guy here, 94,000 HP, 188 speed, 252 crit damage. Very strong stats for an epic champion. He is 2-star awakened. I did go with Crushing Rend for even more damage, so he was going to be getting, ignores 1% of defense for every 50 levels of those targets. So lethal set, highly recommend it on the Sentinel and on the Barroth or a Savage set. If you can't do that, then it's going to be even more difficult. So you can't just do offset unless you have like 8,000 attack, which most people are not going to ever even get that high up with a Sentinel. So just try to go for a lethal set. My Sentinel was in a lethal and a cruel, but kind of staying on the Barroth, you also need to have Helm Smasher in order to one-shot the waves or one-shot an enemy. If you do not have Helm Smasher, you're not one-shotting anybody. So you need to have Helm Smasher. It needs to proc with the lethal, so you're ignoring 50% of those targets' defense. Okay? Now, skills, fully book everybody. Fully book every single champion. I mean, Mordecai, not the end of the world if you don't get the HP burn or the decreased turn meters. It's great for the first and second wave. You do not need Mordecai to be alive for the last wave. You literally just need Ren and a tanky build, Barroth and Sentinel and Spider to survive for the final wave. Those are the masteries. Helm Smasher, like I said. I would recommend going for Healing, Life Drinker, and Whirlwind of Death to increase your speeds. Lore of Steel to increase your stats based on your gear. And then Opportunist if you decide to go with stuns, Sleep Fear, True Fear, or Freeze. Of course, I don't have Freeze out there or True Fear or anything, but at first I was trying out stun sets, and it does do a little bit more damage, but the stun set RNG is so bad, so it's just not worth it on Sentinel to just put him in a stun set. I highly recommend the Brute Force instead. We've got Ren the Conjurer here. So Ren the Conjurer, she is fully booked, accuracy in all battles, so you want to put her in the lead. She has a bolster set and a perception set. Try to get her with as much resistance and as much accuracy as possible. You saw she was still getting HP burns like crazy on that wave. And I didn't even show you the fact that Curse City, if you have Curse City built up in your Great Hall, go for speed. Go for speed first all day. Go for accuracy and resistance because you're probably going to need it. HP is super easy to come by if you're endgame, and defense is super easy to come by in endgame. But your Great Hall is where you're going to be getting additional affinity bonus from the Great Hall, plus 80 resist, plus 80 on the accuracy, and then more arena bonuses, which is essentially your Great Hall 2.0, and then you're just getting more accuracy, resist, and speed. Everything else is pretty simple. So 356 total on the resist, 349 accuracy, 232 speed, 68,000 HP, which helps with the bolster on everybody. And then, of course, if you're farming Sand Devil, you can upgrade these into HP percent, HP percent, HP percent to get crazy high shields on everybody, which just makes the run even easier. So over time, I'll optimize it to make it even better. And then upgrade Mordecai and Spider as well to make the run way faster next time I fight that rotation. But I'm not going to obviously upgrade them right away. I'm going to focus on other champs for Curse City. Next up, we've got, for the masteries for her, I went with Eagle Eye. And then for additional accuracy, and I went with the defense tree. So she can Resurgent, potentially remove a random debuff based on damage against herself. The Shadow Heal, so she keeps healing if they heal. Of course, the second wave, Shadow Heal, is really, really strong. So consider putting Shadow Heal on your damage dealers as well, because every time that HP burn ticks when Tyrant Ixlamore puts it out there on the field, you can see that those allies of his were healing up. And you'll get a Shadow Heal, which heals 6% of their max HP each time an enemy's healed. So that is a very strong mechanic from the defense tree here, so don't sleep on that. And then, of course, I always go with Lore of Steel. Cycle of Magic, I do recommend it on your champions as well. Cycle of Magic, as well as Cycle of Violence, is super powerful for your damage dealers. So that's her in a nutshell. You have to go with the bolster set. I just don't think you're going to win without the bolster set unless you just are have insane gear. The Sentinel rare champion. Notice that I have one refresh piece on every champion here. So she has a refresh in Rian. Actually, no, she doesn't. Okay. But she does have Cycle of Magic. And he doesn't have refresh. Never mind. So it's just on Sentinel and on Spider and on Mordecai. Okay, so we do have 3 people in it. So Sentinel, highly recommend going with either Merciless. You want to go Merciless or Lethal Cruel or Savage Cruel. Can you do the work with just Savage or just Lethal? Yes, you can. I don't think that would be the end of the world if you did that. It might take a few more extra turns for RNG, but it should work. And then masteries, again, Helm Smasher. I went with the Cycle of Magic, which is super powerful because he one-shots the wave. And you saw I refreshed with the RNG for the next wave, and then for the last wave as well, he refreshed, I think. So 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted exceeds 30% of the target's max HP, and it occurs once per turn that he takes. So you saw every time he one-shots the wave or does tons more than 30% damage, then yes, he has a chance to reset it. Also strong to have the Retribution, but be careful because of More to Macabre. So if you counterattack More to Macabre, it gives him another chance to proc Peril. Okay, so Retribution is a double-edged sword. You can use it, but you don't need it. Okay, the only person I have this on for Retribution, it's not on him. He has a Revenge set. I don't even think anybody has Retribution. Yeah, no masteries on those 2 level 50s. So he has masteries, so nobody's in Retribution. I just recommend not even going with Retribution. You can, it's not the end of the world, but just be careful because More to Macabre can proc more perils. Obviously, if you have crazy good gear, it's okay to put Retribution because then you have more chances of even killing More to Macabre, some might argue. So, yeah, I mean, again, similar stats, Whirlwind of Death, Life Drinker if they're under a half health, and then Helm Smasher. You don't have to copy these exactly. I mean, you can play with it if you want when you're, doing stage 8. Whatever masteries you want, you can just put on whatever you please. You don't have to exactly copy what I have blindly. I have my Spider also in a bolster set. So he's 58,000 HP. So the more bolster sets you have, they do stack. He needs to be at least 200 plus speed. So going before your damage dealers, that's the reality. If he can go before your damage dealers, you probably are going to win. So 222 speed because of the area bonus, 284 accuracy. But again, remember the accuracy lead is plus 40 and you need a minimum of 320 accuracy. Okay. If you don't have around 320 accuracy, you're going to get resisted. You're going to have problems against those waves. Okay. So that's why he's able to pull off. I'm able to pull this off with 280 accuracy. I do have a refresh as well. So you get a 5% chance. 5% of the time you're resetting his A3. This is on a 5-turn cooldown, which is very long. If you can get better stats and make him even faster, the run's just going to be easier. Okay, that's case in point. That's it. Point blank, it's going to be easier. Okay, and emergency heal, honestly, it doesn't do anything. If you want, you can change emergency heal. You can change it to like cruelty. You could change it to commanding presence. You could change it to chain breaker to try to hopefully remove those freezes if he gets frozen on the first wave. But emergency heal really does nothing for him. So I just tried it out and it didn't work. I think you really need to try to put on like a blood shield accessory if you're going to do emergency heal. I just don't have any blood shield accessories leveled up. And I would have probably had to have taken it from another champion anyways. So not the end of the world. Again, you just got to beat it once. So whatever. Defense here, HP here, speed, HP. We're looking for survivability stats on everybody. So besides this one, who's just straight damage, crit damage, defense with triple crit rate, it was a defense percent. But if I had a attack percent, I just pulled it from my account. I didn't pull it off a champion. So if I had attack percent, and he would lose 9 speed, which I think, and he would lose 24 crit rate. So that's why I didn't put anything else on him. Or I would have had to have gone to equipped and then potentially pulled gear off of somebody else entirely. But again, he needs to have 100% crit rate. So if he's under crit, then he's not going to crit a lot of times, which adds more layers to that stupid RNG. Now this piece potentially, if I rolled it up, I don't have enough silver, but I'll just do it anyways. It got to level 15. But if I get crit rate here, he's losing 10. If I get another crit rate roll, if I get 5, I'll be good to go. Because even with losing 10, if I just go to fitting room here, if I try this on, he will be very slow. So he needs to be around 180 to 185 speed in order to take a turn. 96% crit rate's not going to help me. I need to have 100% because you can't risk getting weak hits or normal hits rather. So getting the attack is great and all, but since his base attack is not very high, it's only at 914, which is insane. A flat attack chest would actually be better. A flat attack chest would be better than an attack percent. That's crazy. So this one would actually, I think, get me more damage. Let me see. Try this on. It is a 6-star though, so keep that in mind. And it has attack percent and attack percent. So I'm going to keep this one indefinitely just because it's a decent piece. I'll probably replace it on this guy at some point. So he has 100% crit rate, 247 crit damage. So he does have less crit damage, but more attack. And I think this would actually be a better piece anyways, because more attack is going to be helpful. A little bit less crit damage by only, 5%. Having the additional almost 400 attack is going to be more beneficial. Plus upgrading this eventually to have plus 20% more attack is super, super big for this guy. So the more attack, the more crit damage you can get, the better. You got to get him between 180 to 185 speed, and you should be good. But again, these are the stats. 3,950 on the attack. Obviously, the blessings help tremendously with gaining those stats. Is it required? No, but it's going to make your run that much harder with RNG because you're not going to one-shot the waves. And in some instances, like I said, you don't want to one-shot because you're then relying on the enemy reset from Cycle of Magic on his abilities. Whereas if you can take more turns against the Visix or one champion, not Eva, hopefully, so she doesn't one-shot you, but against the Visix when they're full health, they don't do much damage. The Visix is weak. So if you can take more A1 turns, you'll get back around the ability for the next wave. So keep that in mind. You know, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You just got to do what you can. Attack percent with speed on the Ascension, crit rate, crit damage with attack. It's a 5-star old piece. It's pretty good though, so I'm going to keep this on my account forever. And then, or at least a very, very long time. And then crit damage here. We're looking for crit damage as well. It does have crit rate, no speed. It would have been, it's still God tier, but it would have been absolutely disgusting if it landed on speed as well. Double speed, attack, crit rate, speed, attack percent, crit damage, crit rate, speed, defense percent. So this is definitely an upgradable piece in the future. We've got attack with speed and attack percent. It's a perfect piece for him. Crit damage with attack and attack with no attack percent, but it is what it is. So there you go. Have room to rebuild those gear pieces with Ascensions. Then we move on to, did I show you the Helm Smasher? Yes, I did. And skills fully maxed with the Phantom Touch. Phantom Touch does additional damage, which is very, very helpful. You could even do Phantom Touch on Spider as well for damage, even though he's not really a big damage dealer. He can do damage, but I would prefer putting him in a bolster along with Rian because only so much damage gear that can go around on your champs. So bolster set, like I said, perception. He needs to have 268 accuracy, minimum 265, because again, we're getting 40 more accuracy. So he's going to be around, plus I have the Cursed City upgrade, so he's at 284. So you need to be around 280 accuracy if you have Cursed City upgrades for your area bonus, and you have Ren the Conjurer in the lead for that accuracy bonus as well. And then who else do we got going on? We got the masteries, no masteries, fully booked, crappy emergency heal. Mordecai's last. He's just in random pieces. He just needs the speed. 256 speed, 348 accuracy. Honestly, I can redo his build. I would also recommend putting him in bolster set or shield set, because if you're in bolster set and you have another person in shield set, it'll protect that shield set with the bolster set, which is kind of nice. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. High speed bolster set if you can get it. If not, then this is what I got on my account. Fully booked besides the skill with the cooldown. And then masteries, there's no masteries. You don't even need masteries. Survival instinct is just trying to fill his turn meter. Whenever a debuff's placed, spread, or transferred onto him, it occurs once per turn. It's okay. It's not, the blessing is not even necessary on him. The blessing is not even necessary on him, but it does help a lot with HP, with additional stats, HP, and defense, because you want them to survive as long as possible. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, though. How are you doing in Cursed City? What other stages are you stuck on? And what stages, if you saw them, where I was at, because I was able to push in other areas, do you want to see me go over another stage for you? Just leave the comments down below and consider subscribing on your way out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on a video soon. Take care.